Option A, keep lighting money every month paying for an apartment that I would never own. Option B, jump into the property market at what feels like a peak, taking on a massive financial risk. For months, I was stuck into thinking that these were my only choices, but it turns out I was looking at the problem all wrong. The final decision I landed on was something I never saw coming, and it will completely change how you think about your own future in this city. Stick around because by the end of this video, you will see how I invested half the price of the apartment I currently live in to pay for its own rent, and you will be able to do the same. If you're living in Dubai, you know what I'm talking about. On one side, you have the rent that just keeps climbing. For me, it was an email from my landlord letting me know that the rent will be going up. And again, when you add it all up, you realize that you're on track to spend a small fortune on something that you will have zero equity in. You're basically just paying someone else's mortgage. That's when you start looking at property prices. And this is the second half of the dilemma, the fear of buying at the top. Property prices have seen huge growth. Year-on-year sales prices saw a nearly 20% increase by late 2024, and that trend has continued. And I'm sure you'll be looking at the property prices like me, thinking, with my luck, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to buy it just before the market correction. It's a tough spot to be in. You lose if you rent, and if you buy, you might lose even more. Look, I'm not a real estate guru, but I'm an investor. In Dubai, in the US, in France, I bought many properties over the past few years. And in this situation, I'm just like a lot of people, thinking constantly, should I buy or should I rent? So I took some time to just try to figure out what the numbers are actually saying. Let's break it down logically. First, the case for renting. The biggest, maybe only advantage is the flexibility. If you're not 100% sure that you will be in Dubai for the next year or two, well, renting is definitely the winner. You can move, you can upgrade, you can downgrade without the huge cost of selling a property. You're not on the hook for major maintenance and your upfront cost is low. But that flexibility comes at a steep price. For the past years, rent have increased by double digits every year. Let's run the numbers on the 2-bedroom apartment where I live in JBR. An annual rent for a 2-bedroom here is about 140,000 dirham. Over 5 years, that's 700,000 dirham. That number alone is pretty hard to stomach. And yes, there are some protections for tenants like the 90 days notice for an increase and the RERA calculator. But with the market moving as it is, even if this year or next year prices may slow down a little bit, over the long term, I'm pretty sure prices are going to go up again. So renting might feel safe, but it's guaranteed financial loss. You are actively choosing to lose money every single month. The question I had to ask myself was, is that flexibility really worth it? Now, on the other side of the coin, we have buying. And this is where the fear kicks in. The headlines are all about the boom, but there's also a lot of talk about the potential market correction. So some analysts even suggest that by the end of this year, there will be a 15% decline in prices due to the large number of new properties becoming available on the market. The last thing anyone wants is to buy a property for 1.5 million and see the value go down to 1.2 million a year later. And the upfront cost is a mountain. It's just not a price tag. As an expat self-employed in Dubai myself, I needed a minimum of 40% down payment for property below 5 million dirham. So let's just use a 2-bedroom apartment in JBR, for example, which can easily cost 2.1, 2.4 million dirham. So for a 2-bedroom apartment, the down payment is already 840,000 dirham. Then add up the 4% for the Dubai Land Department fee, that's another 84,000. Now adding agency fees, trustee fees, mortgage registration fees, and you are looking at well over 980,000 dirhams out of pocket before I can even step inside. And it doesn't stop here. You have the service charges to pay every year as a landlord, you have the maintenance, so if the AC dies, that's your problem. But then I decided to set the fear aside and just run the numbers. I opened up a mortgage calculator for that same 2.1 million dirham apartment. After a huge down payment, the monthly mortgage payment would be around 7,700 dirham plus approximately 1,700 dirham of service charges per month. And my rent for a very similar place was going to be 11,600 dirham per month. So suddenly the math looked very different. Even with all the costs, my monthly payment to own the property could actually be less than my monthly rent. And about 2,300 dirham of that monthly payment would actually go towards my equity by paying back my mortgage. Plus another benefit is that nobody is going to increase my rent. And then there's also the golden visa. If you own a property worth 2 million dirham or more, you are eligible for the 10-year residency visa, which offer a kind of stability that renting never can. So there I was, stuck in a loop, Renting felt like setting cash on fire. Buying felt like a high-stakes gamble. The monthly numbers for buying made sense, but the upfront costs and the market risk were huge. I spent weeks going back and forth on this, and I felt like a dead end. And then staring at my spreadsheet, it hit me. I had been working from a flawed assumption that the place I live had to be the same place as I invest in. I was trying to solve two different problems with one single expensive solution. Problem one is the lifestyle, so I need a place to live. And problem two is financial. I need to stop throwing money away on rent and start building equity in this market. So what if I separated them? What if the answer was not rent or buy, but rent and buy? That was the turning point, the realization that I could be a tenant and a landlord at the same time. I could design a solution that gave me the flexibility of renting for my personal life and the financial upside of owning an investment. It was a total shift in how I saw the problem. I wasn't just choosing a home, I was building a financial strategy. So here's the decision I made. I did not buy that big expensive apartment I wanted to live in. Instead, I bought a rental property in a less central area in Dubai, JVC. Here's the logic and why it made perfect sense. So first, it solved the money burning problem. I now own an asset in this Dubai market. As property values grow in Dubai, so does my investment. And this apartment has now been rented on short term on Airbnb for almost 2 years. And it brings me, on average, 148,000 dirham per year after short-term expenses. Out of this, I use 13,000 dirham for the service charges, and about 35,000 goes toward the mortgage interest. So I'm left with about 100,000 dirham of net income. And second, it solves my flexibility problem because I'm still renting the place I live in. I'm not tied down. And for those of you who know me, I pretty much never stayed in the same place for more than 2 years. I moved cities, I moved countries, I moved continents many times. So this flexibility is very, very valuable to me. Third, it dramatically lowered my financial risk. This first investment in Dubai was worth half of the price of the apartment I was looking at living into. Yet it brings me as much rental income. And my down payment was a lot smaller, making it much easier to manage. I didn't put all my eggs in one very expensive basket. Instead, when I saw this investment working well for me, I did another one, and another one, and another one. My rental income now covers all my mortgages, all the service charges, and a large part of my personal expenses. My rent here, the car, the kids' schools, and on top of that, I'm also making good money on the capital appreciation. So this decision completely changed my relationship with this city. I'm no longer just a tenant watching rent goes up. I'm now a stakeholder. I'm participating in Dubai's growth, and the very market forces that were causing me so much stress are now working for me. It's a strategy that delivers financial security and personal freedom. So for me, the great rent versus buy debates of 2025 ended up with a third option: do both, but do it strategically. By decoupling my home from my investment, I found a path that made sense. But the real lesson isn't to copy my exact plan, it's to challenge the question itself. It's not always a simple choice between A and B. The first step is to get clear on what you're actually trying to solve. Is your primary goal a stable family home, or is it a financial investment? Are you optimizing for lifestyle or for long-term wealth? Once you know your goals, you can see beyond the obvious choices and build a solution that actually fits your life. Now, if you want to see the apartment I bought for 1.2 million dirham, I made an apartment tour video that you can watch just here. I'm curious to see what would you do. Are you renting or buying in Dubai? What's your experience? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown useful, please hit that like button and subscribe. I provide real insights and tips on how to make money with Dubai real estate every single week.